Alright, what is going on, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of Ark Survival Evolved Max Speed, and this week we have the Giganotosaurus. I believe that is the correct pronunciation of it. So the Giganotosaurus was added into the game, and damn, this thing is big. I don't know, it's supposed to be a new apex predator. I've looked at the fossil records, and it's not actually that big. It's actually nowhere near it. This thing should be about the size of a T-Rex, maybe have about 1 to 2 feet on it, but still slightly smaller than the Spino. However, it is not the case in the game, which, I mean, it's cool, but I kind of feel like this thing may be a bit too overpowered. I mean, with its rage mode, sure, it can turn against its own tribe, but it pretty much can't be defeated. You'll see what I mean shortly after this, because I do spawn in a second one, and I get this one to go in an all-out rage mode, and it takes pretty much no damage, so that's the thing. But this is its regular running speed. I mean, it says that it's supposed to be slower than T-Rex, and it's not very dangerous when it's encountered in the wild because of its slower speed, though higher damage and higher health. But as you can see, that is kind of not true at all, because this thing is actually quite fast. And I'm going to stack it up against a Bronto here, and you'll see closely, it's actually taller. Its spines come out just a bit higher than the Bronto, and it does get the edge on it just a bit. Not to mention that it has, like, insane amounts of power. As you see, I can take out this Bronto. Keep in mind, this is pretty much the lowest melee damage you can get on a Giganotosaurus. And I just pretty much four-shot that level 72 Bronto. So I'm going to go ahead and add all its experience points here. Bite my way through that thing. And I'm going to go ahead and add it. So, unfortunately, this thing only gets about 0.5 or 0.3% increase. So you only get up to about 117. So it's not actually that much faster. It's nothing crazy. It's definitely not as entertaining as the Dodocarus or as absolutely insane as the Dodorex, but it's faster, not by terribly much, and I definitely would not recommend investing points into movement speed with this thing at all. In fact, if you're going to get a Giganotosaurus, the only thing worth putting any points into at all is probably going to be your melee damage, because that goes up by at least 6% or 7% per level, whereas everything else doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off Infinitestats here and run it off the cliff to show you what it looks like when it goes into rage mode. Of course, its eyes get all glowy, and it looks really cool, and it does throw you off immediately. But, yeah, you can see here. I get tossed off, and it starts nipping at me, but I have God mode on. It would have instantly killed me, believe that. It definitely would have one-shot me. So you can see here, it running around killing everything, and it does have the glowy eyes, which does look pretty cool. It looks cool. I mean, it's not realistic, obviously, but it does look pretty awesome. So we got the Giganotosaurus over here going around rampaging. He'll calm down eventually. It takes him a little bit of time. There he is. Yeah, he's calm now. It does look very cool. I think that it could be a little smaller and definitely a lot less overpowered. They did a nerf to it where it only has about 70,000 health as opposed to having the full-on oh yeah, that was the kill command. The kill command doesn't actually work on the Giganotosaurus. It only puts them back into their rage mode. So, yeah, honestly, I think that the Giganotosaurus could probably stand a good nerf. And again, like, its health was decreased, and it is only at 70k now instead of 115 base. And it's still too much, to be honest, because this thing is unkillable. You'll see here what I mean. If you're fighting a Giganotosaurus that is in a full-on rage mode, see, I'm going to take this one here, and I'm going to show you why the only thing worth investing points into is melee damage, because when you put points into health, you get about 400 health per level, which is absolutely nothing compared to the 75k base, so it's not worth doing that. Next, you would have the option to put maybe stuff into weight, but are you really going to use this thing to lug your stuff around? No, probably not. Stamina, you only get 4, not 4%, 4 per level. That's 1% actually, I believe, which is pretty terrible. Oxygen, no. Food, no. Melee damage, you get pretty good amount per. And movement speed, you get like only 17% total. But you can see here when I max out the melee damage for this particular level, obviously, you could probably get it up to like 600% if you had like a 120 tame. Probably even higher than that, maybe even 700%. This one only got to about 400, which is still a lot of damage. That's still doing like over 5k damage, I think, per bite, which is absolutely incredible. So I'm going to go ahead and unclaim this Giganotosaurus here, and I'm going to attack it on my current one, and you're just going to see how ineffective attacking it is, which is why the Giganotosaurus does need a bit of nerfing. So I'm going to attack it here. It instantly goes into a rage mode, which makes it invincible. So you'll see here, I'm attacking and attacking and attacking, but it doesn't get any more bloody, despite the fact that I'm already maxed out my melee damage here for this particular Giganotosaurus. So you'll see here, when a Giganotosaurus gets into its rage mode, basically what happens is his eyes glow red, and then it doesn't take any more damage. Basically, I can hammer at it all I want here, and it won't take any more damage. So imagine if you're being raided by one of these things online. You can attack it and attack and attack it, but as long as it stays in this rage mode that it currently is in, it doesn't matter, because it can't die. So I think it could use a nerfing in that aspect. But for right now, I kind of want to pose a question to everybody else, because obviously Ark Survival Evolved Max Speed is the primary series here. It's the one that people, like and request and want to see more. And I really like that. I really like the viewer interaction. I'm very proud of this channel that, I can, wake up or go to my computer and see a comment. And I love reading comments. It's like my favorite thing to do right now, honestly, because it's just so inspiring. So I tried putting out Keep Talking Nobody Explodes, but that didn't really get any views, and 100 subscriber special didn't get any views, really. Got 30, which is great, and there was an encouraging comment, so thank you, Kiwi, I forget the first thing. Cannibalistic Kiwi? Yeah, that's it. That is definitely it. And very frequent on the Max Speeds, too, so thank you for that. But I want to know what other series I can put out that people will want to see, because we're kind of working our way through the dossiers. We're nearly halfway done the series. And I'd like to put these out every 2 days, so if you want to go ahead and leave what else you're interested in maybe watching in the comments. I got more Ark Survival Evolved server things that I've done with Sharky and Zero and McSorley, so I'll probably do that more. The Civ 5 Donald Trump mod, which I think is really cool, and I want to do that more. But I think that's going to pretty much do from us. Thank you for watching. If you got suggestions for the next one, it's probably going to be Spino or the Spider. Leave them in the comments, and we'll see you in the next episode of Ark Survival Evolved Max Speed. Peace.